Hello buddy and love Donghua. Hope you guys are doing well, yeah. As usual, in this video we will discuss a preview of the story. Donghua Btth episode 190. Where in the previous episode, the vice head of the Soul Hall reappeared in the ruins. Wrath because the essence of the soul, 100 years gone. He didn't dare to chase after Xiao Yan because there is an ancient void dragon, so he just hoped. Demonic flame lotus to cover its losses. The news of the destruction of the human hall spread widely, until finally Sky Alliance mention, taken seriously. On the other hand, Xiao Yan then absorbed the soul essence, and therefore he pushes himself towards the country. Heavenly perfect. Even his spiritual power can now withstand douching. 2 stars. But as he expands his soul, he found the location of the appearance, Devil Lotus Fire, but also come face to face with Hunan Sheng. Lucky, a mysterious expert helped him so that he survived. Back to the body. 2 months later, 9 stars in alignment, and it was at that moment that the Devil Lotus Fire descended. Hot light hit the world. Experts are moving while Xiao Yan was leading the large group, because this is the beginning of the seizure of the Devil's Fire that will shake continent. Overnight, the entire Central Plains into a mess. Then large groups from various sects flew towards the northwest region. The loud sound of a split wind suddenly blew in the sky. Xiao Yan raised his head. Once they entered the area, 100 kilometers from the Devil's Fire site, he saw a dazzling light radiating like the sun, wave after wave of heat, a terrible pouncing. Xiao Yan realized that the hot leftover from this devil-purifying lotus fire just hard to hold, even by Elite Dozun Altastar. Xian spoke to Shans, mentioned that they had met, at least 10 groups, whose purpose is the same, that is the Devil's Fire. Xiao Yan nodded a little, but he didn't pay much attention to other groups, because they were too weak. He also wondered if the Hun clan and other ancient clans have reached the site, while looking at from a distance. Then from that, he waved his hand and shouted for them to increase speed. The group gradually reached the mountainous areas. About 20 minutes later, suddenly they were surprised to see the lush green mountains have completely vanished. Only creamy white desert remains, terrible heat radiating, causing an area within a 500-kilometer radius showing distortion. Yo Lao unconsciously breathed air, then his face was filled. Shock. He said how terrifying this fire was, because he was able to burn huge mountains into a desert. Koyan slightly nodded. Flame surged from his body and wrapped everyone of the Alliance, so it reduces the pain in their skin. After that, it looks to the distant sky, where the area, it's already broken apart. Creamy white light flows from the space. Xiao Yan explained that the space that seals the fire has been damaged, but the Devil's Fire has not yet appeared and might still be in that realm. Creamy white light that they see is just residual heat. Even with the power of Xian, his face involuntarily changed after hearing these words. As soon as Xiao Yan's group appeared, many figures halted away from that broken space. Their eyes look horrified as they stare at the desert. Yao Lao speak. That it would seem they would have to enter that realm to get the fire, the Devil's Lotus that purifies. But Xiao Yan shook his head. He sensed a great danger. They say they don't have to rush, because nature is full of all kinds of dangers. Space near them suddenly fluctuates, while Xiao Yan's group waited. Dense black fog seeping in all directions. Of these fluctuations, a frightening aura that causes one's expression to change spreads quietly. Immediately withdrew all the eyes present. Many pairs of eyes glanced at where the black fog appeared. Finally, the black fog slowly dispersed. Then some human figures appeared. Group Yao Lao squinted. When they see a human, black-robed, who led the group, everyone was shocked to realize the figure was the head of Hall of Souls. In the past, the head of the Soul Hall once wiped out dozens of sectors. In yesterday, blood flowed like a river that night, while bodies littered across the country. 5 members who have achieved 2nd star. Dusheng has fallen into his hands, so his ferocious reputation is well known. Of Central Plains, shortly after that, the head of the Soul Hall turned to observe Xiao Yan. Then he said indifferently, That failure, Hall of Souls, was to let the Xiao clan fall. Produce talent like Xiao Yan. Black-robed man beside them named Hunfang. Both eyes are pitch black. No white in his eyes, just a bunch of darkness like ink. Gives a sense of coldness when seen by a pair of eyes. Hunfang then observed Xiao Yan. Concluded that Xiao Yan definitely practicing the mysterious key method, because it is able to handle 5 types of heavenly fire while in peace. Even so, the man admitted that Xiao Yan is a very difficult opponent. Until anyway, he should be able to kill him. Deputy head of the Hall of Souls suddenly licked. It's only natural. Even though the head of the junior clan was only a 2-star advanced. Daoxing, even I won't be able to. Defeated you. Easy for you to kill 2 early stars. Does that Xiao Yan? The black-robed man just curled up, asked when they should act. The head of the Soul Hall replied that they would have to wait. Fire Lotus Purification Devil unsealed, so that fire would lose quite a bit of energy. On the other side, Ancestor Huyun and others considered the head of Hall of Soul. Xiao Yan also felt it and shook his head. Then calm Xian so that they will not attack. Before getting Fire Lotus Purification Devil, suddenly a loud laugh sounded. There were 3 human figures emerging from the strong wind. Then the several figures immediately arrived beside Xiao Yan. Apparently they are old acquaintances, namely Huishuan and his group. Then he hurriedly cupped his hands to Huishuan and asked how. Huishuan Mamuji Xiao Yan said that in just a few years, it has reached class. Dosheng Xiao Yan smiled, then asked if Huishuan had purified the heavenly fire. Boswan doesn't hide anything, then said that he had subdued 8. Fire destruction of the homeland from the clan because it was assisted by the elders. Hearing that thing, Xiao Yan's hands trembled with envy because the fire is 8th. Huishuan then introduced the elder beside him as Elder Huoyao from the Yan clan, who also has heavenly fire ranked 16th. Xiao Yan once again laughed bitterly, realized that they were carrying 8 kinds of heavenly fire. Among them, not long after, a clear bell-like sound suddenly sounded. Then a sense of joy immediately surged into Xiao Yan's face. Sun-Er has arrived. He saw the Sun-Er flanked by Gusing, the one and the old man, white-haired, blue-robed. Gunanhai. The sudden appearance of the Sun-Er group immediately attracted many pairs of eyes. The head of the Soul Hall observes there, then said, Gunanhai. Unexpected that the Gu clan had sent him this time. On the other side, Sun-Er stood in front of Xiao Yan and said that he eventually became a Dushang. Xiao Yan suddenly ignored many pairs of eyes, grabbing Sun-Er's arm, then pulled her and hugged her. Xiao Yan feels now he really deserves it. Sun whispered that he had fought to reach the Dusheng class in order to set their own time. Gutsing beside him helplessly interrupted. Remind you that they can't ignore. Another Sun R face flushed. Then he broke away from Xiao Yan's arms. After that, he bowed to Yao Long. Xiao Yan smiled, then introduced Xian. Shortly after that, Sun introduced the old man beside him as an elder. Quality is from the Gu clan. Xiao Yan asked if the Giyu clan interested in the Fire Lotus Purification of the Devil. Gunan Hailaf. They say they are not interested in the fire, but feel that it's okay, as long as that fire doesn't land in the hands of the Hun clan. Shuna grins and explained that the Hun clan was waiting, purifying demonic lotus fire spends his power because the mysterious special seal cannot be destroyed in a short period of time. Look at that thing. Sooner warned Xiao Yan to beware of Hunfeng, the black-robed man. Hunfeng, who has the lineage of the Hun clan god, cruel and specialized, fighting enemies with levels above. Therefore he had to be very careful when fighting it. This time he also said that Xiao Yan's fighting power far surpasses his level, similar to Hunfeng, so there's no way predicting who will be defeated. Xiao Yan grins, but his heart did not underestimate Hunfeng. Shortly after that, Xiaomi asked why all the clans just sent some cat people, who explained that subduing heavenly fire does not depend on large quantities. Because of that space, full of danger, Xiao Yan, Yao Lao, and the others were shocked to hear this information. Then Gunan Hai also added that even the Bansheng elite would hardly be able to save lives. On the other side, Sooner also explained further that the ancient clans had an agreement of their own, so the top experts above the 5th star Dusheng can't intervene randomly. See it, Xiao Yan. Suddenly understand, why didn't the Hun clan send experts to deal with him? Shortly after that, Gunan Hai greets Huoshuan group, then said, Panatwa Huyao, don't tell me that you really think that the disappearance of the Link clan was caused by my Gu clan. Elder Huoyo was silent for a moment and answered, important to remain cautious. Sabab Keelan Yan doesn't want to share the same fate as Keelan. Link it goes. Then Huoshuan followed him. Shunner concluded, this issue is most likely done by the Hun clan. Their goal was to create an ancient clan. Be careful of each other. On the other side, Xiao Yan's eyes turned. Gunan Hai let out a long sigh, then said, now we have to secretly, waiting for the best opportunity to enter this world. Extremely high temperatures continue to spread, so the desert starts to melt. After a while, the Lei clan and the Sea clan arrived. But they keep your distance. About half an hour later, the faint scent of medicine, accompanied by 3 Yaodian figures, Yuling and a further age-robed alchemist. Yaolo explained that the old man was elders of clan discipline, yes. The so-called of might and have great authority. Shaokasalya body. Lao was shaking, then asked softly, was there any grudge between them? Yes, Lao explained. Just one sentence from him, and I got kicked out of the clan. Xiao Yan secretly nodded, then patted Yao Lao's arm. A smile full of murderous intent appeared on his face. See it, Xiao Yan, promise. It's okay. This disciple promises you that I will take this person's life. Sooner reminded Xiao Yan that Dao Wangui is an elite 4-star Dusheng. But Xiao Yan smiled, then said he knows his limits, because if it works, getting Fire Lotus Demon Purification, kill Yao Wangui, would be very easy. Yao Wangui's eyes finally stopped on Yao Lao. He commented with a faint smile that he was surprised Yujin made it to the Dusheng class. Yao Lao replied seriously, it can sustain its old life thanks to Ko Wangui Yao Dian. Then mocked that Yao Lao gave up the opportunity back to the clan so that the clan wouldn't have to remember it anymore. Hearing it's Yao Lao's body trembles a little. Suddenly, Xiao Yan patted Yao Lao's shoulder, then turned to Yao Tian. Xiao Yan mocked that the Yaoshan soul was still in the country, heavenly advanced level. Yaoshan asked coldly, who is Xiao Yan, to have the right to criticize? Xiao Yan grins and answers Xiao Yan. Murit Yao Chen, Yutian sneered, then stepped forward, shouting that he would help. Yao Wuchen taught his student. Xiao Yan just shook his head. He raised his hand, then gently, balling up empty space. In front of him, those magnificent spiritual waves directly collapsed. Xiao Yan said with a thick smile that Dusheng 1 star dared to represent his teacher in teaching him. Look at that thing. Xiao Yan stepped forward and threw a punch, spiritual towards Yaoshan. Spiritual fist shrouded in a layer of mysterious crystals suddenly formed. Suddenly, a very strong spiritual pressure erupted. Many shocking sounds echoed. Didn't expect, Xiao Yan was able to reach a perfect heavenly state. When the spiritual fist almost hit Yaoshan's head, Yao Wangui expression sank. Then he hurried to launch his fist. Struck a spiritual blow that Yao Wangui managed to resist the attack, but take a step back. The embarrassed Yaoshan shouted angrily, for Elder Wangui to kill this boy. Space in front of him fluctuates. Then Xiao Yan's spiritual avatar appeared and slapped Yaoqian. The punch made Yodian's body stiffen. Then blood-red finger marks appeared on his face. The whole sky became silent because of this insult. Really big, Yotian finally recovered. Then his eyes turned red. He screamed. Then the fire spirit, like a big turtle, attacked Xiao Yan's spiritual avatar. But the avatar laughed coldly. Then the fire dragon formed. and about the fire spirit of the tortoise. The spirit is flying back and crashed into Yaoshian's body, so that Yaoshian spat out a mouthful of fresh blood. On the other side, Yawangui could only watch Yotian seriously injured. His expression changed. Then his body appeared in front of that spiritual avatar, then attacked. But Xiao Yan has no intention of clashing. His spiritual body broke back to Xiao Yan's body. Yawangui shouted angrily, then appeared in front of Xiao Yan and threw a punch. Look at that thing. Xian stepped forward and blocked Xiao Yan. His hands were clenched into fists. Then a bright golden dragon roared and collided with of my. Space collapsed until the Yao Wangui flew back, then said with a gloomy expression, "Ancient void dragon." Yao Wangui became very angry, but Yiling pulled it back. Sunar interrupted with a faint smile. "I think everyone should take a step back." Yao Wangui demands whether the clan Gu also intends to help Xiao Yan. Gunanhai frowned, then said that Yao Wangui should not try. Become too annoying. Yao Wangui could only swing her sleeves in anger, then laughed with a cold voice. "You won't end in good condition if you try to jump over our heads." Hearing that thing, Yao Wang replied that he naturally will visit the Yao clan, but he would carve his parents' names into tablets. Xiao Yan's clan expression was dark and gloomy, full of killing intent. Then he said he could finish off the old man today. Yao Wangui realized he could not fight Xian and Xiao Yan. Therefore he could only swallow the curse in his mouth, then swung his sleeve and took Yao Tian and Yao Ling away. Everyone was surprised to witness the incident. The Shoyan looked at Lao and gently promised the teacher, "I will accompany you to the clan, yes, after we conquered the lotus fire, Satan who purifies." Lao smiled and nodded. After the prank was over, everyone turned their attention back to the broken space. The desert below has turned to lava. The wait continues. About 3 hours, the damaged space extends, then a beige halo is formed. All members present, suddenly open your eyes, because the temperature of this area is rising 100 times over. Sunar opened his eyes, then said softly to Xiao Yan, "It's time to move on." His words, like a signal, that many people with strong auras rushed out of the distant sky, collide with a halo. Beige-colored, Soyan suddenly stood up. Overwhelming heat surged inside his black pupils. "Look at that thing," he said in his heart, purifying demonic. "Lotus flame, I have been waiting for you until today. You go all the way. As long as you can persevere,